Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, Internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a quick little review of this new Rejjie Snow album, Dear Annie. This is the big debut full-length record from this Irish rapper that I've been following for a little while now. He's actually got quite a few singles and EPs out. It's kind of odd that it's taken him this long to put an album together, but it is a pretty big record. It's a lot of tracks, it's over an hour long. He really wanted to step into the full-length album game in a big way, I guess, so can't fault him for that. And even though I'm pretty excited for the dude making this step in his career, and it seems like a lot of his fans are really loving this record, I personally am having a difficult time appreciating this album and am left pretty indifferent toward it, pretty lukewarm on it, much like everything he's dropped up until this point. However, the issues I've had with his past work are almost worsened by the fact that these problems I have are stretched out for over an hour of music. The main issues I have with this record being the generally hollow, toothless, smooth, and very pleasant but forgettable jazz rap production. Something that I feel like in small doses can be pretty great, especially if an artist is doing a super introspective track or something like that, but for the amount of times that Reggie revisits that sound on this record, he really does kind of make it lose its flavor. It really does kind of wear out its welcome. Next, the general lack of engaging lyricism on this record. I mean, for an album that is so low-key and is so subtle, I went into it hoping that he would come together with more introspective tracks, more tracks where it was easier to just sort of focus on the lyrics because there was so much going on as far as wordplay and narrative. I would assume that's kind of going to end up being the focus of an album that is this quiet and this subtle, but lo and behold, a lot of what Reggie kind of pulls together are kind of funny little quips, one-liners. Not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe something I would enjoy more if they were being portrayed a bit more bombastically or delivered in a more engaging tone. Which kind of leads me to the final big issue that I have with this record, and that's just Reggie's delivery and flow. While for a song or two I do enjoy the very subtle, very low-key, whispery aesthetic that Reggie has going, I certainly know a Reggie verse when I hear one, I know a Reggie song when I hear one, but for the long haul, I have a difficult time engaging with and even being interested in these super low-key whisper raps. I get that he's not the only rapper sort of spitting bars at this volume or with this level of subtlety or even like a monotone voice. However, some of those artists that go down that road that I enjoy, for example, Ka or maybe even Quelle Chris, have super unique and super eccentric qualities that almost make up for that lack of volume, whereas I can't really say that's necessarily the case for Reggie, with maybe the exception of some of the more melodic and ballad-like tracks on this thing, or the track LMFAO, which given every track leading up to this song, I would have never guessed he would have gone in almost like a dance pop rap direction and actually have the track end up being one of the best on the entire record. Still though, at the end of the day, I found this project super one-dimensional, super underwhelming, and as interesting as it is to have a rapper putting on for Ireland in the way that Reggie does, his music just isn't quite as fiery as I guess I would enjoy any rappers to be, much less his. So yeah, pretty lukewarm on this thing. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out, hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Anthony Fantano, forever.